to go in the half, and we put a drive together that went about 70 yards, and we got a touchdown right before the half. So it says a lot about our team, and they have a lot of grit and a lot of fight, and I'm just excited about every game.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time. Best of luck on the field. Talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
That is head coach Steve Warner. We're back with more right after this.
Join head coach Steve Warner for the Crusader Coaches Show.
Out of the break, Matt, we'll come right to you.
You've been listening to the Midway Motors Drive to the Game. The first half kickoff is coming up next. And Chris Shank brings you tonight's keys to the game on HKFM.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Moundridge and Bueller. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at mkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member-owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Bueller and in Moundridge. Member NCUA.
From their beginnings in 1989, Wifco Steel Products has grown to be the premier supplier of storage tank hardware in the U.S. and Canada, and they're still growing. Apply today at wifcosp.com. Wifco Steel Products, the experts in steel fabrication.
HKFM.
All right, captains meeting in midfield before tonight's game. Let's go down and find out who wins the opening coin toss here. Looks like the Wildcats win the toss. Still having a little bit of trouble with our sideline guy's mic, so we're going to try and get that fixed up. They will defer until the second half, and so the Crusaders will start the first half with the ball. Christopher, let's talk about some keys to the game.
All right, well, number one, the Crusaders need to establish some separation. We've beat these guys 15 straight times last year. They had a little bit of momentum against us and some success, so we need to kind of remind them it's much like the old days, and hopefully we can get a lead and keep it. Another thing we need to do tonight, win the turnover battle. We're +6 on the season. El Dorado's +3 on the season. Last week we saw how big it goes when you win the turnover battle. And then obviously this team is not a throwing team that we're dealing with tonight. The most passing attempts on the entire season that Gannon White has is 9, and that was back in week 1. So we need to see him throw the ball more tonight because that means we are stopping the run.
All right, Bradley Neal will lead that offense out on the field. I mentioned he's completed nearly 57% of his passes for 408 yards, threw for a career best 223 in week 2. Love that the INTs are down this year, 5 touchdowns to just 1 INT. Sam Elliott in the backfield, $179 and a touchdown last week as he continues to climb the ladder in Crusader history all-time rushing. Now 7th with 3,344 yards. He needs 193 tonight to catch Mike McCoy for 6th. See Brock McCurdy, Dalen Coffey, Colin Rowland, Matt Eddy, a host of receivers tonight. Brad's thrown to 9 receivers so far this season. And it'll be Childs, Regier, Ellis, Miller, and Cooper up front on the line. Here is Trent Baker to kick off toward the south end zone. We are underway with Crusader football here on KWHK Hutchinson and the Crusader Sports Network. Matt Eddy's going to let the ball go out of bounds back inside the 15-yard line. Boy, what an opportunity, fellas, here. You get the ball first to come down and really make an opening statement drive.
Yeah, like we mentioned, I mean, getting an early lead, I mean, El Dorado's not built to come back from behind, so if Bueller can put together a good lead here to begin with and really establish tempo, that'd be good.
And they're going to have great field position here because the kick went out of bounds. They placed the ball at the 35-yard line. And, boy, so you feel like already El Dorado's kind of giving you a little bit of gift to take advantage of.
Yeah, coaches will take starting at the 35 all night long.
Crusaders going left to right here in this opening period of play. Dalen Coffey starts at the super back to the right side, now goes in motion out of the I formation. Brad takes the snap, flips far side, Sam Elliott. behind his blockers, gets across the 40 and stumbles forward for about 8 yards on first down. And boy, won't we take that all night long.
We will. And El Dorado, like we talked about, had both of their outside linebackers walked up, so they basically had 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. They're trying to sell out to stop the run. The dangerous thing for El Dorado, with that many guys on the line of scrimmage, you get past that first level, there's less guys beyond.
That was 8 yards on the play to the 43 far hash mark. It'll be second down and short here with 11:26 to play in the opening period. They put Brad out of the gun. Elliott to his left, single receiver to the near side. Here is Brad running right, has the first down, and takes the ball to near midfield as he goes down at the 48-yard line. 2 plays and a Sam Elliott first down here in this first series, and Buter already 2 yards away from El Dorado territory.
Yeah, it was Cavallaro that made the tackle there, and he's one of the linebackers, but lots of space in the Buhler backfield so far. Good surge up front.
And a great job by Regier getting out ahead as that lead blocker out on.
Brian Regier getting the start for Mason Jones tonight. At the quick guard position, Brad stays out of the gun, trips to the right side. Brad wants to throw, stands tall in the pocket, hits his big tight end, Van Bruggen across the 50, and stumbling to the El Dorado 48. He's going to be driven out of bounds there by the Wildcats' Jalen Rice.
Nice pass. They ran with a bunch set that time. All 3 receivers really right behind the tight end, and Van Bruggen was just on a little drag route. Nice pitch and catch there to pick up some yards on first down.
And it's a great block there by Blake Ellis, being able to get a pancake, smashing his guy on the ground.
So Bradley Neal's first pass of the night goes across the 50 to the 48. 4 yards, it'll be second down and 6. Brad stays out of the gun. Single receiver Coffee to the near side. They'll go with a sweep in motion. Cameron Campbell, and played perfectly by Brock Shell. I told you about those 2 big defensive linemen, the senior Shell and Bell, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight. And boy, Brock Shell played the sweep perfectly.
Yeah, he did. They just ran the jet sweep action, and Shell came right across, just got enough of him to drop him for that big, I'd say probably about an 8-yard loss.
All right, all the way back to the Buhler 46-yard line. It's going to be third down and 12 here. Buhler's going to go spread with 5, making 4 wide receivers. Neal out of the gun. 3 receivers to the far side. It's a screen pass to Elliott in the middle of the field at the 50, 40. He's got a first down, drags 2 Wildcats with him to the 35-yard line, and the screen pass blows up the Wildcat defense. Well, you get the ball to Sam Elliott in space, look out.
He can do things with the football, and a touchdown-saving tackle made that time by Drew Veach, as if he doesn't get a hand on Sam Elliott, Sam's in the end zone with 6.
And you guys know the way to slow down that big pass rush is to use that screenplay. That screenplay nullifies the pass rush. A beautiful call by Coach Warner.
19-yard pass play from Brad Neal to Sam Elliott makes it 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 35. Left to right. Here's Elliott on the ground. Breaks out of an initial tackle at the line of scrimmage and drags a couple of more Wildcats with him across the 30 to the 29. It'll be 6 yards on first down. Boy, you take away the jet sweep that got the big loss. It's been all positive yards so far for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Colin Rowland had a great job on the kick-out block that time to help spring him. But, yeah, you mentioned it, Aaron. I mean, it has been just positive momentum for the Crusaders so far tonight on this initial drive.
Brock McCurdy's going to rotate off the field here, and Mace McCabe in at wide receiver to the near side. The line back up in the I formation. Neal under center takes the snap from Ellis. Here is Elliott, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. First time Sam has had negative yardage tonight as he'll be driven back a yard to the 30.
Yeah, Connor Clausing, the defensive end here on the near side, or outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, did a nice job of just getting penetration there.
Feels like we've been watching Clausings play for a long time.
I know there's some of their Augusta people, right? A lot of them? I remember Johnny Clausing.
Johnny Clausing went to Washburn to play basketball from Augusta. Third down and 4 here. 7:38 to play. In the opening period, no score from under center. Play action. Brad's going to roll out after the fake. Throws up the field. It is caught across the 20 for a first down. Peter is in the red zone. Brad Neal 2 for 2, and I believe both passes to his tight end.
And Matt, you were talking about in the pregame how Bradley's gotten so much better at getting his feet set underneath him when he throws the football. He was rolling to his left that time, sometimes a little bit of an awkward throw, but he had his feet set and just hit Van Bruggen on the nice little drag.
This is turning into an almost 5-minute drive already.
19-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10. Bradley's now 3 for 3. 2 passes to Bo Van Bruggen. The other, the screen pass to Elliott. Now Van Bruggen in motion as they'll go spread again with Neal in the gun. Hands off up the middle. Big hole for Sam Elliott. Jukes and makes a man miss into the end zone for a touchdown. If it stands, there is a flag out in the middle of the field.
It's going to be a face mask on El Dorado. I could see Sam's head get twisted around clear from up here. And so the Crusaders score there. And I think we have the option of tacking that on to the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken.
For Sam Elliott, it is his 4th touchdown of the season, the 45th of his career. He is now 4 away from Dalton Brown in career touchdowns for 6th all time. Jeffrey Neal, who's had a rough couple of weeks back there with that special teams unit.
Touchdown. During the run, face mask.
Call is a face mask against the Wildcats.
Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They will enforce, as you said, Christopher, on the kickoff. And mentioned Jeffrey Neal. Not all of that has been his fault. There's been a little bit of mistiming there, getting those snaps out and down for Jeffrey.
Well, PATs and field goals are all about confidence, so hopefully we can get the confidence train going here for this unit right here.
And they'll get set to go from the 10-yard line, and the kick is up and through. And with 6:51 to play in the opening period, your score, the Crusaders 7, the Wildcats nothing on HKFM and the Crusaders Sports Network.
When disaster strikes your home or business, call your hometown team. Call Phoenix Restoration. Hi, this is Robin Swanson. My husband Ryan and I and our team at Phoenix Restoration are proud to be Reno County's only locally owned fire and water restoration company. When the unthinkable hits your home or business, we are here to help. We'll put our 10+ years of experience to work to help you recover. Check us out at phoenixrestorationandroofing.com. Phoenix Restoration will help you rise again after your disaster.
Did you know that the evaporated salt produced at your local Cargill Salt facility is among the purest of all salts? Cargill Salt of Hutch is proud to support the schools of Reno County. Collaborate, create, succeed. Cargill Salt of Hutchinson.
HKFM.
7-0, 6:51 to play in the opening period. Buter drives down the field in 9 plays. Drive that started at their own 35-yard line. After the opening kickoff for El Dorado went out of bounds. So 9 plays, 65 yards, and a 19-yard touchdown run by Sam Elliott. Buter was 2 for 2 on 3rd down, including a 3rd and long screen pass to Sam Elliott for a first down in that series. Boy, El Dorado really didn't have much answer for the Crusader offense on the opening drive of the night. And now, because of the penalty, Jeff Neal gets to kick from the El Dorado 45. What are the odds he kicks this out of the back of the end zone?
To me, it's always interesting. Sometimes coaches, when you have one of those big penalties, will try to, pin a team deep and not try to get the touchback. But as a kicker, you're like, man, I want touchbacks. And so I'm glad to see they gave him the green light to boot it through the end zone.
I agree. He'll be talking about that. That's one touchback.
So for the season for Jeffrey, that is his 2nd touchback. El Dorado will take it from the 20, their first time on offense. 6:51 here to play in the opening quarter. 7-0 Crusaders. Gannon White is the junior quarterback. 7 of 15 on the season. El Dorado out of that flex bone. And they run forward to the 24-yard line. Jaden Sundgren with his 63rd carry. He's been a hoss. 62 carries, 448 yards, 7.2 a tote, and 7 touchdowns. You got to stop Jaden Sundgren.
No doubt. He's one of the must-stop backs. And Tyler, you were talking before the game, a little different look defensively for the Crusaders here tonight.
Yes, big Trevor Cooper is in there for the front 4 for the BYU Crusaders.
And he was in on that first stop.
Out of that flex bone option on 2nd and 7 to the right side. And Buter able to snuff that out to the 25. After a couple of yards, talk about Buter defensively. The normal look of Patton and Childs at the tackles. Van Bruggen and Coffey at the ends. Trevor Cooper getting some time in the middle of that defense tonight as well. Linebackers Sam Elliott, Colin Rowland, Tanner Tustin. We'll also see Matt Eddy with the two Campbells, Weiscarver and Ostrom in the secondary. They're down in 6 from the 24. There's a pitch to the far side, trying to get to the edge. They get the first down up the far side of the field. The 30, 35, 40 and out of bounds. The carry there by Drew Veach, his 8th of the season. Came in averaging 5.9 a carry. We talked about that in the pregame, fellas. Those wide receivers for El Dorado really good at sealing on the edge. You've got to be prepared for that.
And we saw it the first couple downs of El Dorado just attacking the middle and then trying to get to the edge. That time Tanner Tustin with the touchdown saving tackle as our corner on the far side just lost his footing right before he tried to make the stop.
Well, and that's why they have big Trevor Cooper up in the middle, so they can worry about containing the outside a little more and being able to snuff out the middle.
1st and 10 from the 41, and a flag comes out. Drew Veach.
And it's going to be on El Dorado as they had multiple guys moving at the same time.
Drew Veach was in motion. I think that Sundgren might have moved as well. A couple of other Wildcats.
And so that's good for the Crusaders to kind of get El Dorado off of schedule. Now the official's going to wave it off. Wow.
16 yards on that first down run by Veach. They say no flag on the play, so it'll be 1st and 10. 5:32 to play here in the opening period. Crusaders march down on 9 plays to score the opening touchdown. And now Coach Bell is having a lengthy discussion with a white hat about something on the far side.
I think he's trying to get some clarity as to what the official on this near side saw, that the white hat wasn't helping him out much.
Now they're set. 18 of the play clock, they'll snap. It's going to be Sundgren on the carry forward. And a big dog pile after about 1.5 yards or so, maybe 2 yards on the play. Not a ton of room in the middle of that defense for Jaden Sundgren.
No, a nice job by Bo Van Bruggen that time as the defensive end coming from the edge and wrapping him up, and the Crusaders showed some strength that time, keeping them from gaining more than just 2.
Forward progress to the 43. Well, Trevor Cooper in the interior of that defense for the first time tonight. And, boy, when you meet 6'4", 302, you know it.
Yeah, he's not an easy man to move.
All right, it'll be 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2. Here's White optioning late to the near side. Nearly tripped up the receiver. Now a stiff arm across the 50 for a first down. Getting to the edge again. This time it is Barry Summers. Barry Summers, a 6'1" junior who gets to the outside into Bueller territory at the 45.
I could tell stories about Barry Summers for years in youth football. That kid was an All-American. Basically, El Dorado single-handedly beat us a couple times because of Barry Summers. Our kids always called him Barry Sanders because he was such an elusive and hard running back.
Wildcats in Bueller territory for the first time tonight. Road white tops, black pants, red helmets, all black unis with the maroon numerals tonight for the Crusaders. 1st and 10 at the 45. Out of the flex. White back to pass, being pressured. Screen pass incomplete. Boy, tell you what, too. If Adam Cavallaro catches that pass, Deontay Campbell was about to light him up.
Perfect position by Campbell. I think that's one of those that Cavallaro realized that if he catches that, he is going to pay a hefty price for maybe no yards.
You know, a great job. Colin Rowland gets through and forces Gannon White to throw that a step earlier than he wanted to, right? And that job by Colin getting through there is really what led to that.
So White 0 for 1, back in the flex. Pitch to the far side. It's Cavallaro who's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Far side, and guess who? It's number 4 again. I love the way Deontay Campbell is playing football right now.
Yeah, against a flex bone team, your corners really kind of, I mean, they have a huge contain job, and great job by Campbell just setting the edge and getting a piece of him. And now El Dorado with a tough 3rd and long.
Well, Campbell having 2 picks last week and a really impressive pass breakup. He had several pass breaks up, but there was one I know in mind. But for him to be able to play like this the last couple weeks is huge for the Crusader secondary.
That was the junior Adam Cavallaro, one of those Wings in the flex, 3rd and 9 from the 44. They pitch near side, caught from behind. Jalen Rice on the carry, forward to the 41-yard line, but well shy of the first down.
Yeah, Cameron Campbell, the corner here on the near side. Great job on run support, getting the stop, and El Dorado with a 4th and long. Looks like they are going to go for it here as they're kind of at that point in the field where it'd be tough to maybe get a coffin corner punt. And with the Moray down 1 score, they're going to roll the dice.
Chris, I'm curious what your thought on that.
Well, if you're El Dorado, they are really afraid of being down multiple scores. So, I think.
Big 4th and 6 here. It's going to be, a nice fake to Rice, and it's going to be close for the first down, and they've got him marked. Rice hit initially short of the first down, but he lunged forward and got the nose of the football across the 35 to get the first down.
Well, they always say a good fake is worth 2 blocks, and a great job that time by Gannon White selling the fake and also the back Sundgren. And so El Dorado with kind of the gutsy call gets the first down to keep their drive alive.
Well, teams this season now against the Crusaders. 7 of 14 on 4th down. 1st and 10. Here is White with the pitch to Rice to the near side. And he is going to be wrapped up after a gain of 2. He's saying his knee never went down. Cody Weiscarver thinks differently after a short gain here on the near side.
Tanner Tushton in on another stop. He's having a good game so far as the Mike linebacker. And middle linebackers against a flexbone team, they got to cover a lot of ground as a lot of the guys on the edge typically block pretty well.
Yeah, this near side official said his arm was actually what went down, his forearm on the tackle.
Tushton came into the night leading the team on tackles, by the way, with 45. The senior at 6 foot, 180. 2:22 left in this opening period. It's been a quick one. And a 2nd down and 8 in Buter territory for the Wildcats coming up here out of the flex bone. White under center, and the play will be blown dead before the snap here.
Timeout.
And the Wildcats want a timeout. 2:12 left here in quarter number 1. Buter 7, El Dorado driving yet to score. We're back after this. HKFM and the Crusaders Sports Network.
Mid-Kansas Credit Union, serving Central Kansas from their locations in Mountain and Bueller. Take control of your accounts and sign up for online banking at nkcu.com with features like remote capture deposit and online bill pay. Member-owned and proudly supporting Crusader arts, athletics, and academics. Mid-Kansas Credit Union at 200 West 2nd in Bueller and in Mount Ridge. Member NCUA.
Parking lots and driveways can be expensive to install. This is Derek Fees. Let APAC Kansas Shears Division help you properly maintain these investments. Patching, crack filling, sealing, and striping are just some of the services we provide. Call APAC today at 620-662-2112.
Hi, this is Dr. Dal Hunt with Bueller Dental Care. You're listening to high school football on Ad Astra Radio.
2:12 left in this opening period. A 2nd down and 8 coming up from the 33. 4A rankings this week. Bishop Miege 1, Andover Central 2, McPherson 3, Baser Linwood 4, and Bueller 5. And, oh, by the way, fellas, did you see who's moving into 4A football next year? Miege is going to have some competition.
Who's coming down?
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2nd and 8. Here's the pitch to the far side to Rice. He's got some room. Boy, great recovery there by Deontay Campbell. I thought Jalen make that V jump. Sorry, he had a chance at a first down, but Campbell able to recover and hold him short by about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down, and El Dorado going no huddle here.
Yeah, trying to just get some tempo and catch the Crusaders off guard. Nice job by the defense stuffing.
I think they stop him short again at the 25.
Yeah, Sundgren needed to get across the 25, and they're going to spot him just short of it. But, no, talking about St. Thomas Aquinas coming down to 4, Aaron, I had not caught that. I was just really spending a lot of time looking at area teams. I know we talked about how McPherson maybe was going to move back to 5, and I saw that they barely missed 5A in all sports by, like, 1 kid.
Yeah. Yeah, Aquinas will be in the 4A East next year. 4th and 1. El Dorado 1 for 1 on 4th down. Now they get 2 for 2 on this drive as they power forward up to the 22-yard line. So nearing the Crusader red zone. 13 plays. It's been very methodical on this drive.
Well, El Dorado feels like the best way they can improve their defense is by running the football here and keeping the Crusader offense off. You mentioned how coming into tonight's game that opponents were nearly 50%, almost 14-15 go for it's on fourth down. That says a lot more about teams wanting to keep up with the Crusaders with how many times people are going for it.
All right, here's the pitch in the near side to Summers. Out of that option, forward to the 15. Across the 15 to the 14-yard line. Right now, Bueller not so much on the interior, but having a little bit of trouble with that pitch, the option play to the outside.
Well, defending an option team, you know, Matt, it's all about assignments, and you really, guys got to take care of the interior to take care of the edge.
You know, that's it. The misdirection down here on the field is very good. They're very good at it. Those guys have got to shed blockers and locate the ball just a skosh faster. I'm sure they'll get there.
Gain of 8, second down and 2 here at the 14. And they'll give it to Cavallaro, and he is sandwiched and hit hard on the far side. He got across the 15 to the 14, no gain on the play, and he got sandwiched in between two Crusaders at the end of that play.
Yeah, nice job by Vo Van Bruggen getting the stop there.
That is 14th play of this drive.
Here to tell you, if Bo hit you one time like that, you'd certainly know it. That was just a shellacking Bo put on.
All right, first quarter comes to an end here. Wildcats facing a 3rd and 2 to Bueller 14. When we come back, Crusaders, the early 7-0 lead here on HKFM, the Crusaders Sports Network.
The name Johnson Sheet Metal doesn't sound like a heating and air conditioning company, but our family at Johnson Sheet Metal became a Lennox dealer 99 years ago and are still servicing and installing heating and air conditioning systems in Hutchinson and Reno County. Through 4 generations, our specialty has been the Lennox brand, but we can service other brands just as well. We do metals too, but if you have a heating or air conditioning need, call Johnson Sheet Metal today at 620-662-0224.
For more than 90 years, Hutchinson Community College has been the premier 2-year educational institution in Kansas, offering the highest quality education at an exceptional value. Schedule a personal campus tour today to learn more about what we have to offer. Visit hutchcc.edu/admissions for more information.
HKF.
Well, the Wildcats threatening to score on their opening drive. 14 plays, making 15 plays this drive that started at their own 20. They've converted 2 4th downs to keep the drive alive. It is 3rd and 2 here at the 14. And Bueller's really got to muscle up here and try and keep them out of the end zone. Boy, at this point, if you could limit them to a field goal attempt, feel a little bit better about things.
Yeah, El Dorado definitely in 4-down territory. And so the Crusaders have got to try to get the stop on back-to-back downs here.
Prime time for a turnover is what this would be.
Yeah, bad pitch. I'd love it.
From the right hash mark, they'll be going left to right with the Wildcats at the 14 with White under center. And he is going to keep it and be drugged down from behind. There's a flag away from the ball on the far side of the field. White is drugged down for a loss. We'll see what the see who the call goes against here.
Tanner Tushton doing a great job. Mike linebacker coming through the line and dropping White for the loss, but this flag will be the difference maker right here. Because if it is on El Dorado, Bueller might decline it to bring up a 4th and maybe 7. I think it's going to be a chop block just from that initial signal that he was kind of showing Coach Warner. The White Hat has not given the formal signal yet, though.
Looks like the ball back to the 17, a loss of 3 on the first carry of the night by the quarterback, Gannon White. White kind of stumbled coming out of that play a little bit. And Tushton able to get there. And we'll get the call here.
During the run, clipping on the offense.
Clipping on the offense. That'll be a 2nd penalty tonight on El Dorado. Bueller is going to accept the penalty and force a 3rd and long here. The ball will go back to the 33-yard line.
Don't you suppose that's one of those situations we talked about earlier, guys, where you force the other team to do the thing they don't like to do?
Well, that's second best case scenario right there. Instead of a turnover, but going 4th and long.
Yep, because it's a loss of down penalty, the clipping, and that's set up because in this flexbone offense, they've got so many receivers and backs that are blocking on the edge, and typically backs, when they're blocking on the edge, they're going to try to go low, and so actually, okay, they do put the down back on there, so still 2 downs here for El Dorado.
Ends up being a loss of 19 yards with the penalty. 3rd and 23 at the 33-yard line. El Dorado 0 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. Out of the flex, they'll put a back in motion. There's the pitch, nearly fumbled. It is Jalen Rice who gets it across the 25 and up to the 22.
I don't know about your vantage point there, Matt, but that looked like a forward lateral from where we sat here, which the reason that it'd be an illegal situation is because you got linemen all sorts of downfield, but the quarterback clearly threw it upfield, but they gained a few more back, but now they look like they're going to try the field goal.
They got 13 and sets up a 4th down and 10. Wildcats having trouble converting 4th down or 3rd downs. Are going to bring Trip Baker on for a field goal try. It is no good. Wide left.
Yeah, that kick was actually, I think, online, but ended up short as it bounced in the back of the end zone.
So we talked about it. You'd feel good if you could get into a scenario where you held El Dorado to a field goal try. You get just that. They come up empty. How demoralizing is that to drive down the field and come up with nothing?
Yeah, El Dorado spent a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to not get a score out of it. And so now if the Buhler offense can put together another drive, they can really shift the momentum back our way.
Crusaders will get the ball back with 11:03 to play here in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20.
And on the stop, Brock Shell, one of those big defensive ends you talked about. Shell, a guy who's seen a lot of playing time even at a young age for El Dorado.
No gain on the play on the draw up the middle by Sam Elliott.
Well, here's the thing. Even with that long drive from the El Dorado Wildcats, unless they count that last option play, maybe a forward lateral pass, there was no passing attempt by the Wildcats.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. It'll go spread. 2 receivers near side. McCurdy alone to the far side of the field. Brad hands it off. Elliott straight ahead. It's across the 20 to the 23-yard line. A gain of 3. And Buhler for the first time tonight facing a 3rd down and long situation here.
Yep. Off schedule a little bit, down in distance here. Nice play made by the outside linebacker, Jalen Rice, there to drop Elliott.
Yes, they did have that one other 3rd and long where they converted on the big screen pass to Elliott. It'll be 3rd and 7 here. Clock running. Buhler up 7-0. 9:51 to play in the opening drive. Or in the opening half, excuse me. Here is Neal out of the gun. Now steps up in the pocket, being flushed, scrambling, still on his feet, and brought down at the 20-yard line for a loss on the play of 3. And that'll bring up 4th down as that pocket collapsed that time around Brad Neal.
Yeah, Bradley Neal didn't have much of a chance that time. As you mentioned, the pocket was collapsing around him. Was trying to spring his way out of the pocket, but then just on the very edge, Brock Shell got enough of him to drop him right at the initial line of scrimmage.
And that is going to force a punt in this situation. Brad Neal getting sacked for a loss of 3. Jeffrey Neal will come on to kick for the Crusaders. And a short kick. Boy, that is not at all what Jeffrey wanted. He's had some real nice ones this year, but he'd like to have that one back. Came off his foot sideways.
Yeah, there's a word for those that we won't use, but anyway.
It rhymes with smanked.
Well, El Dorado's going to have good field position, so that drive did not take much time off the clock there for Buhler. So let's see if the Black Knight defense can answer the bell here again and keep El Dorado off the board.
With that short punt, El Dorado's going to have the ball at the Buhler 35. 8:59 left in quarter number 2. Wildcats quickly back with the ball. And a White, which to Rice to the far side. He tries to get around the tackle of Bo Van Bruggen there and actually tried to change directions and just slipped to the turf for a loss of about 2 on the play.
Nice that time by Cody Wisecarver, the safety coming up for run support there for Buhler.
That'll push El Dorado back to the 37. We got a
only 67 yards, but they went for 2.
66, Gavin Bell was off the ball for the Wildcats. On the far side for
2 seconds. What you got, Coach?
Well, it'd be interesting to see if, Coach Warner decides to try to make something happen. We do have all 3 timeouts remaining, or if we decide just to go to the locker room, up to 8.
They're taking short at the 15, returning down at the 45, 40.
Cutback, Tanner
Touchdown with a great return from Mueller.
Kickoff return to the 45-yard line with 45
with that
seconds to
great
play.
return, that really kind of changes the setup where Mueller probably take some cracks here downfield and try to get back up 2 scores. The fastest way to freedom is straight ahead.
On their own 45. 45 seconds left on the clock. Damon Coffey coming in late at the wide receiver here with 10 on the play clock. They stay in the ice. Single receivers on either side. Brad wants to throw, looking to throw quick. Near side. Oh, it's off the hands of Cameron Campbell at the 15. That's a touchdown. Just number 2 far in front of Campbell as he reached out.
Second down.
Right off his fingertips.
Jerry Kemboy was the El Dorado Wildcat in coverage, and the corner got beat by Campbell. It was a well-thrown ball, just Campbell could not hold onto it.
Campbell has another step onto that ball. 6 fouls. Second down and 10, 40 seconds left. Before halftime, Bradley will go gun. 2 receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Elliott stays in the backfield to his right. Pressure off the edge. Brad wants to throw it. Looking for Brock McCurdy. They're going to throw the flag this time against Kimball.
Yeah, the line judge here on the near side got it. You had it called perfectly, not a pass interference, since I believe it'll be a hold. And so, unfortunately, in the high school level, it's not a spot foul, so we only gained a 10-yard pickup here. But still, we're inside El Dorado territory now with 35 seconds left and all 3 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, the pass interference probably would have been
45-yard line, 35.
Yeah, we would have gotten 5 more yards out of it.
Forward to the Colorado 45 will be 1st and 10. 3 receivers set, 2 to the far side. Brad wants to throw pressure off the edge, screen on the middle to Elliott. He'll be wrapped up from behind. But the defender from behind does not get there.
42-yard line.
Elliott has some room to run in the middle of the field as it is. He's going to be timeout at the 42.
Mueller,
and the
first yard timeout of the half.
Call a timeout here. 26 seconds left, up 14-6 on the second down, late second quarter when we come back on HKFM of the Crusader Sports Network. Here to give Jeff a chance.
Yeah, with the wind being negligible tonight, this would be a great opportunity to try to kind of test Mr. Neal's leg.
Second and sound of the 42. Bradley out of the gun. Elliott to his left. 2 receivers to the near side. They'll put Campbell across the formation in motion. They'll fake on the sweep. Brad looking one-on-one to the near side. Oh, he beats his man!
Neal's pass.
And just incomplete. He made a nice move to get around Cole Rickard on the near side and just overthrown was that Elliott. It was Sam Elliott, incomplete.
Positive thing for Bueller that time. Bradley Neal had all the time in the world to get that ball away. Right at the end, there actually was a little bit of pressure, but great job by the front five, keeping the Wildcats out of the backfield.
Elliott was able to get around Rickard, but maybe jammed up just long enough to make that pass unreachable. 3rd down and 7 here. Bradley stays out of the shotgun. 20 seconds left in the half. Brad rolling to his right. Throws over the middle of his cut for the first down. Getting his timeouts to burn. Move the sticks of the catch over
right after
to the 32 of the Rocks. First catch of the night. It'll be 1st and 10. Down to 14 seconds, and they actually march all the way down.
Second yard timeout of the half.
So just what they did there, knowing they have the timeouts. First things first, going to get the first down.
Yeah, it was a great play call. Bueller didn't have to go yard that time, and McCurdy was set up a couple yards beyond the sticks, and great throw. And I tell you what, Bradley Neal is putting balls really on the money this evening, and his receivers are doing a good job on those routes underneath.
Monica.
Sam got jammed up just a little bit by Rickard, the defensive back on that play. Otherwise, he easily gets to the ball. All right, where do we need to be for?
Well, we're looking at probably 2 plays here, and it's a matter of then how we do on first down, or excuse me, first down here, we'll set up what we do on second.
First and 10 from the 30. They have 1 timeout left. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Brad looking to throw out of the gun. Into the end zone, in traffic, and incomplete. Boy, Cameron Campbell tried to thread the needle between 2 defenders there. It was a great throw just to have a chance, but
receiver Cameron Campbell
got a sandwich there, and one of the
7
defenders
seconds to play, second down.
the ball out of his hand.
That was a nice play made by the safety, Drew Beach, there for El Dorado. So now 7 seconds left. You can try throwing it here. We've still got 1 timeout left. But it's going to be a quick, get the ball out quick if you want to try a field goal after this.
All right, 1st and 10. They'll make it to, 2nd and 10 to the 30 with 7 seconds left. Bradley going up to some sort of audible at the line. Scrimmage out of the shotgun. Wants to throw near sideline.
I don't know about you, man, but the guy you don't want to go single coverage with, Matthew Eddy, and they did. Matthew Eddy beats him.
There's also a reason Matt Eddy's nickname is Speeds.
Point after it is good. 3 seconds to play in the half.
2 seconds
Remaining
left.
21.
Here, 7 plays, 55 yards. PAT is good. And makes it 21-6, and will make that touchdown pass. We talked about him going to this near sideline, just missing once to Campbell, once to Elliott, 3rd time's the charm to Eddy. That is our Schmidt Electric spark of the game tonight. Make sure your project will be done right the first time. Over 15 years of experience. Call Schmidt Electric at 960-6755. Schmidt Electric got the spark. What he does is come into the game and make big plays, fellas. Wow.
He is such a weapon on both sides of the field. And I know you talk about all the time, Tyler. He has 1 speed, and that is full speed.
He has ever nicknamed me Speeds.
Not only that, but he gives it 110%.
That's never happened. Our friend the fellow Cowboys along the sidelines tonight as well, taking great pictures of the action. Great shots of tonight's game going on to photocowboy.com. That's photocowboy.com. Photo Cowboy.
thing's going to be Squid City here for the Crusaders to try to get out of half.
Some serious turnovers on mistakes. Squibbit goes up and down. Barry Summers, he has to retreat to the 10 to pick up the ball. Barry breaks one tackle to the 20-25
He went right, number 22, saves number 5 at the 1 o'clock.
As well as teaching me to be the young man that I am today. He shows day after day and week after week how to keep chasing your dreams and not give up even when things get hard. Jace's plans for the future are to attend Hutchinson Community College for a couple years and then move to K-State and hopefully get a bachelor's degree of some sort.
Ashlyn is the daughter of Brad and Lacey Kranz. During her years at BHS, Ashlyn was an honor student. Ashlyn said that her most memorable moment while attending BHS was during the COVID shutdown where we were fully remote or hybrid. My teachers still managed to make sure that everyone was doing okay and making sure that we were all healthy and in a good mental state. This shows how much our teachers care and are willing to help out their students. When asked who her most influential person was, Ashlyn responded with, "The person who has influenced my life the most would be my older sister. She is my best friend and always my number one person to go to. She knows me better than I know myself and will always have my back no matter what." Ashlyn's future plans are to go into dental field. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 1, Jace Glado and Ashlyn Becker.
Our next homecoming couple is Aiden Wire and Casey Leal. Aiden is the son of Tim and Alyssa Wire. While attending Bueller, Aiden has been involved in band, Crusader Sports Network, golf, and drumline. Aiden says that his most embarrassing moment while attending BHS was the first time I met Mr. Dykesler in my history class freshman year. My voice cracked while saying, "What's up?" He has never let that go, and one day he insisted on me using that to pick up chicks. Sure enough, I have a girlfriend. Thanks, Aaron. When asked who has influenced him the most in his life, Aiden said, "My brother," because we have many similar interests. Growing up, we have always found ourselves wanting to reach the same types of goals and always pushed one another to do so. After graduating from BHS, Aiden's plans for the future are to attend Kansas State University and major in architecture. He also plans to continue pursuing his interests in photography, videography, and social media as a side job.
Casey is the daughter of Rocky and Marcy Will. During her years at BHS, Casey has participated and been involved in tennis, basketball, soccer, Suco, and high honor roll. When asked about her most memorable moment, Casey said, "My most memorable moment while attending BHS was when I qualified for state. My teammates and I were overjoyed about our own accomplishments as well as our team. This led us to become regional champions. This brought us closer as a team, and I will never forget the bond that we formed." Casey says that her most influential person in her life is her mom. Casey said, "My mom has been my biggest influence because she has always pushed me to do my best, which has helped me form into the person that I am today. She has also supported me through every success and failure throughout my life." Casey's future plans include attending Wichita State University, where she plans to major in pre-medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 2, Aiden Wire and Casey Lill.
Up next, we have homecoming couple Hayden Keller and Nora Sanders. Hayden is the son of Darren and Shauna Keller. During his years at Bueller, Hayden qualified for state multiple times, was a part of the cross-country team that won state 3 years in a row, won the Rimrock Invitational as a team his freshman year, received all-state honors in cross-country and track, and medaled in cross-country and the mile and track his freshman year. When asked what his most memorable moment was, Hayden said, "I think one of my most memorable moments was freshman year when one of my friends threw milk at his friend during lunch, but instead it missed and hit one of the girls at a different table." Hayden said that his most influential person is his dad. He said, "I've always looked up to him as a role model, and when I was younger, I wanted to be just like him. He has been one of my biggest supporters through running, and he helps me train as well." Hayden's future plans are to attend Hutchinson Community College and run cross-country and track. After attending HCC, he hopes to run at a Division I school and major in finance. Hayden is currently running cross-country at the Rimrock competition. Thank you to his stand-in, Junior Ethan Stambaugh, for the evening.
Nora is the daughter of Tom and Chris Sanders. While attending Bueller High, Nora has been involved in the National Honor Society, Crusader Singers, Bueller Singers, golf, science club, and Give Back Bueller. Nora says that her most memorable moment was her Bueller Singers trip to Branson during her junior year. When asked who her most influential person was in her life, Nora responded with, "My parents are the most influential people in my life because they are both strong and determined people." Nora's future plans include planning to study pre-med and become a doctor, but she is currently undecided on where she wants to attend college. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 3, Hayden Keller and Nora Sanders.
The next homecoming couple is Dylan Hammond and Aubrey Tanksley. Dylan is the son of Matt and Dawn Hammond. Dylan's most prominent activities and accomplishments during his years at BHS were National Honor Society, basketball, track, golf, and honor roll. When asked what his most embarrassing moment was at Bueller High School, Dylan said, "My most embarrassing moment at Bueller would have to be breaking my back in weights." Dylan said that his dad is the most influential person in his life. He said, "My dad is constantly working hard for our family and the things that he loves." When asked about his future plans, Dylan said that he wants to go into business and do real estate or insurance.
Aubrey is the daughter of Jesse and Brandy Tanksley. Her most prominent activities during her high school years are soccer, tennis, National Honor Society, and working at Scooters and Chick-fil-A. When asked what her most memorable and embarrassing moments were while attending BHS, Aubrey said, "My most memorable moment was placing third at state soccer my freshman year. I had so many great teammates, and overall we had an amazing season. My most embarrassing moment actually goes along with that soccer season. After a game in Wichita, we stopped at Freddy's for dinner. We wanted to get home quickly, so we decided to bring our ice cream shakes on the bus. I had just finished mine, and someone offered me their chocolate shake. I thought they were just being nice, but when I looked at it, I knew why they were giving it away. It was disgusting and all melted and dripped down the side of the cup. Because it was making a mess, I decided that it would be a good idea to throw it in my gum out of the window for some odd reason. The only problem was we were on the highway going 75 miles per hour. I went threw it back under the bus and spilled chocolate ice cream all over. It got on several people, including several upperclassmen, which was horrible for me as a freshman. It ruined my white jersey and my seat partner's white backpack. My gum also ended up flying back and hitting someone in the face. As you can imagine, my coach and teammates weren't too happy with me at first, but then they thought it was pretty funny watching me have to clean it up with a lot of paper towels. For the rest of the season, I was made fun of for that. Arby said that her most influential person is her dad. He said, my dad has really influenced me throughout my life. He taught me to always work hard in life and anything you do, whether that be school, work, or soccer. He taught me to be tough, independent, and to never give up. He also taught me to treat others the way I want to be treated. So always think about that and try to be kind to other people. Aubrey's future plans are to continue to play soccer at Weber State University and then eventually become a physical therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 4, Dylan Hammond and Aubrey Kingsley.
Next, we have homecoming couple Cooper Taylor and Abby Usey. Cooper is the son of Chuck and Carol Taylor. Some of Cooper's most prominent accomplishments and activities include nunchuck skills, computer hacking skills, student section leader, state soccer as freshman, track and field, and making a fat head of Mr. Abbott. His most memorable moment while attending BHS was getting the opportunity to play in a state championship game alongside his brother. When asked who has influenced him the most in his life, Cooper said, my dad. He has always pushed me and helped me grow on and off the field as a person. Cooper's future plans are currently undecided, but he plans to play soccer and pursue a degree in physical therapy.
Abby is the daughter of Mike and Tina Usey. Abby's most prominent activities she has been involved in during high school were soccer, volleyball, basketball, Year Singers, FFA, National Honor Society, football trainer, and musical. When asked about her most memorable moment while attending BHS, Abby said, going to state for soccer and basketball were some of the best experiences and memories. Abby said that her most influential person was her grandma, because she is the most selfless person I know. She modeled kindness and always puts everyone before herself. Abby's future plans include attending college at Hutchinson Community College while continuing her soccer career there as well. Then, she would like to attend Kansas State University and major in animal science. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 5, Cooper Taylor and Abby Usey.
Our last homecoming couple is Levi Atherton and Kelsey Spann. Levi is the son of Matt and Lisa Atherton. During his years at Bueller High School, Levi has participated in football, baseball, basketball, FFA, and FCA. Levi said that his most memorable moment during his high school years was beating Rose Hill in the first round of playoffs and getting a walk-off bunt. When asked who has influenced him the most in his life, Levi responded by saying, my dad, because he has just always pushed me to be the best me. Levi is unsure about what his future plans hold.
Kelsey is the daughter of Sean and Lachelle Spann. While attending Bueller High, Kelsey has been involved in cheerleading, class officers, Stuco, cheer captain, Spanish club, and science club. When asked what her most memorable moment was, Kelsey responded with, my most memorable moment while attending BHS was the Shrine Bowl cheer camp over this past summer. I had the opportunity to be a part of the select team, Elite 8, and be chosen to speak as the ambassador for the cheer camp at the banquet. I got to be a part of something much bigger than myself and will cherish these memories with me forever. Kelsey said that the most influential person in her life is her grandma. She said, my Grammy is the most influential person to me because she has shown me how to love hard and unconditionally, as well as showing me how to be strong and persevere. I can only hope someday to become half the amazing woman that she is. Kelsey's future plans are currently undecided on where she wants to attend college, but she knows that she plans to cheer somewhere and become a physician assistant or physical therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, King and Queen candidates number 6, Levi Atherton and Kelsey Spann.
This year's crown bearers are Jet Sizer and Madeline Conradi. Jet is the son of Justin and Jordan Sizer. Jet is in Mrs. Tech's kindergarten class at Bueller Grade School. When Jet gets older, he wants to be a football player. Some of his favorite hobbies are playing football, basketball, baseball, and soccer.
Madeline is the daughter of Brett and Gentry Conrad. She is also in Mrs. Tech's kindergarten class at Bueller Grade School. When Madeline grows up, she wants to be a nurse like her mom. Some of the activities and hobbies that Madeline enjoys include riding her bike, playing outside, swimming, and gymnastics. Ladies and gentlemen, your crown bearers for the Fall Homecoming 2021 ceremony.
Here's 2021 Fall Homecoming King is, drumroll please, Aiden Wire.
And now for your 2021 Fall Homecoming Queen, drumroll please, Abigail Uti.
Congratulations to all of our candidates, and thank you for attending our homecoming.
Friday night.
Go Crusaders.
Have the first half stats coming up. The scores along the way. When we come back, we'll talk with golf coach Brendan Torgerson as our Prairie Bank of Kansas halftime report continues after this on HKFM Crusader Sports Network. Oh, you're fine. Hey, Colton. Can you get that back to Matthew? Yep. Thanks, buddy. Like shoulder?
Yes. I knew he got hurt, but I didn't see him.
He's suited up, isn't he?
No, just.
I mean, he's got his. Does he not have his pads on?
No.
What is Levi? For some reason, the wireless mic, when it goes in that room, it loses connection.
Today's sponsor, Edward Jones Investments. Edward Jones has been a proud supporter of Bueller Booster Club for over 10 years. Our Crusaders deserve an investment strategy that works as hard as you do. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. Call Frank Powell to set up a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Oh yeah, he was able to, they let him take his shoulder pads off.
Oh, okay. That's
Christopher, our Adams Brown Strategic Allies. 78's first half of catches. First half numbers here about 12.
Total offense, Bueller 175, El Dorado 125 through the air. Bradley Neal, a good night, 8 of 12 for 1 touchdown and 109 yards. For Gannon White, he is 1 of 3 for 27 yards. On the ground, El Dorado out rushing Bueller 98 to 66 individual numbers. Sam Elliott, 11 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading rusher for El Dorado is, lost my train of thought, Jalen Rice.
For the Crusaders,
Rice has
being up the
28
ball,
yards.
number 8, Jeffrey
All
Neal.
right, fellas, well, as we get ready to kick off,
Getting ready to return on the far side for the Wildcats,
First
number
drive for the
22, Jalen Rice. On the near side, number 11.
You're going to have the fun if the Crusaders can get up 3 scores. It's going to be tough for El Dorado.
They're not built for the comeback, and so this really is do or die time for the Wildcats.
All right, so it's a short kick.
Neal,
It's been a
quick
busy
kick
night for
collected on
Miles
the
Stringer
30-yard
for the
line.
second time tonight.
Dropping to his knees, collecting the ball, number 53, Miles Stringer.
The football.
Get down. So, no, like we
Again,
said,
30-yard line.
don't be surprised if El Dorado doesn't
First
maybe
and
try to
10
mix
Wildcats.
things up here right out the gate here in the third quarter, try to make a little luck, maybe take a deep strike downfield or maybe a little trickeration.
First and 10 from their own 30 on that flex ball. They'll put Rice in motion. They'll hand it off. Big hole for Sundgren up the middle. He has 2 men to beat.
Number 3, Sundgren finds some running room up the middle.
Players are really fast.
And they both
Coming from the
sandwiched
outside
them, but man,
defensive
that
back
was
position,
right
attacking
run,
the
right
Bueller,
out the
number
gate
4,
there.
Deontay
Away in the
Campbell.
Bueller territory to the 44, Christopher.
44-yard line.
The Crusaders got to be
Crusader
sharp
territory.
here coming out of
First
the locker
down,
room
El
to start
Dorado.
this third quarter.
Biggest game of the night on the ground, 26 yards. First and 10, 11:36 to go in the third. Bueller 21, El Dorado 6. They stay in the flex. Put it back in motion, handoff up the middle. A good
Sundgren right up the middle once again.
Up to the 35.
Sam Elliott, number 20, the initial tackler for Bueller.
On that carry, so Wildcats shown the ability
Coming up to helping, number 21,
to
Tanner.
Bueller's had that bend but don't break them down.
Little over
Yeah,
an
they're coming
8-yard
out guns
gain. We'll
blazing
call
here
it
to open
second
this
and
third
2.
quarter. Both tackles here in the first 2 plays of the second half being made by members of the Bueller secondary, which that's not a good sign of your defense.
Right to left this time, they'll put Veach in motion. The late pitch to Rice on the edge. There's a flag down on the play.
Flag on the
The
play.
back judge came
22,
flying to throw that
Jalen
flag
Rice around
where
left
it's
end.
thrown, but it's a hold.
32, Colin Rowland for Bueller on
3
the
for the
stop.
first down, but we'll see what the flag is.
Just having a little bit of a powwow.
Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. McPherson leading Winfield at the half 7-6. Newton up over Hutch at halftime.
During the run,
10-7.
personal foul, illegal chop block on the offense.
Chop block.
15 yards from the spot of the foul. 2 seconds.
Hillsborough leading Sterling at the half 35-8. 52 Halstead nothing.
Got a couple scores from elsewhere on the Ad Asher Sports Network up the dial on Kicks Country 106. Marion was leading
48-yard
halftime
line.
12-6.
Wildcat territory.
100.3. Trinity
Second
Campbell
down
was
and
leading
20.
Lions 14-0.
That is going to be a costly penalty. Puts them back in the El Dorado territory to the 48. Ends up being a 17-yard penalty. Here's White on the pitch, far side on second and long. They'll get back across the 50.
These are on the right side on the option right.
Nice job by
47.
Yeah, Deontay Campbell making a nice tackle over there, and then some of the linebacking core coming in to help finish him off.
4 to 5 yard
Talking
gain.
about Andale leading
40 to
Halstead
50-yard
52 0. A couple weeks ago,
Third
Max
down,
Preps
12.
came out with their first small school national rankings. So basically 3A and under. Andale is number 2.
I do not. You were talking about classifications earlier. I do not miss them being a 4.
Not at all.
Down at 12 with the 46. We got in the edge and Aquinas now. 10 minutes to go in the quarter. Out of the flex, they'll put Summers in motion, and there's a movement up front.
It's going to be an encroachment on the Crusaders, unfortunately.
Dead ball
Somebody
foul.
was in the neutral zone
Encroachment
at the
on
snap.
the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third
So
down.
Bueller has been leading collegiate at halftime 14-10. Bay South over Campus
41-yard line.
Park City 14, Mays 3.
Third down, El Dorado.
Clearwater leading Trinity Academy at
7 yards.
17-0. Your Dental scoreboard. Your Dental Care, your hometown dentist. That makes it 3rd and 7. With a 5 yards stacked on. 41-yard line.
Number 3, Sundgren.
Maybe half a
Right
yard
at
that
the
time.
40-yard line.
Sundgren. El Dorado drive that was going so well down 4-10. The fellas have a chance to snuff it out as they go now on 4th and 6 and get the jump again.
We had 2 D linemen that jumped, and so now they're going to have 4th and a mere yard, which really changes the setup here on this end.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Check in. They'll get Gavin Patton out, so trying to beef up that front four here.
6'4", 270, the freshman into the game. In the interior on 4th and 1. White hands it off. The pitch. And they've got Cavallaro on the edge with the first down.
Number 8, Adam Cavallaro.
To the
around the right side, inside the 30-yard line to the 29. First down, Wildcat.
2 encroachment penalties on that drive. You got to wonder if you wouldn't have the ball back without those penalties.
I really,
First and 10 at the 29, 9 even to go in the quarter. It'll be Sundgren on the inside handoff.
Sundgren tries the left side. Couple yard gain.
2 to the 27.
Sundgren kind of burrowing his way
Coming up to
forward
make
there.
the tackle for Bueller, number 32, Colin
Wildcats tonight,
Wood.
this is the
Couple yard gain,
3rd
2nd
time,
and 8.
make it 4th time in the game. They've been inside the Bueller 40-yard line. They were just 1 for 3 in those opportunities in the first half, so they have moved the ball. Only 6 points to show for it so far. 2nd down and 8. Cavallaro in motion. Here's the pitch. That is going to be Rice across the 25-20.
Around the left end. Little bit of running room for Rose, number 22. Bueller, number 1, brought 30 on the tackle.
Kind of figure it out after you watch it for a while.
17-yard line.
Second guy that comes
First
through.
down, Wildcat.
Yeah, it's the wing back that's on the far side. That's the deep pitch man, and I got to give it to Gannon White. He's doing a good job. They always say a good option quarterback doesn't pitch off there. He is making a Bueller defender commit to tackling him before he pitches it away.
First and 10 at the 17. White hands it up straight ahead to Sundgren.
Number 3, Sundgren. Inside the 15-yard line.
I mentioned this gain of 3 in the first half.
Defensively, number 79 for
He
Bueller.
can get and continue forward with his balance at really low center of gravity.
Yeah, Sundgren's
Brody
a hard
Redball,
running back. You
79.
can see why he's the leading rusher for El Dorado so far this season.
Came in averaging nearly 180 yards a game on the season through 3. His team wrote out 2 scores here, 21-6. Second down and 8 from the 14. And White is going to keep it at 10, 5, touchdown.
Just kept on
Gannon White.
that time, fake the
El Dorado touchdown.
Swept to his left and just found a nice seam and was able to fight forward to get the touchdown for El Dorado, their second of the night.
9 plays, 70 yards. Imagine they'll go for 2 here. 21-12 with 7:08 to play in the quarter. White under center. Rice in motion, fumbled the football, tries to carry it forward. The snap
Fumble
exchange
snap on
from
the play to
center.
get the point.
Ethan Mankey
It's no
low
good.
and fumbled, and White has to fall.
7:08 to play here in the third quarter. And our score, Bueller 21,
21-12.
El Dorado 12.
Mid-third, Bueller up. They'll have the ball when we come back on HKFM and the Crusaders Sports Network.
They're just owning our front line.
Scores in our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. Mulvane up at the Hanover Circle, 28-6. It's now third quarter. Piper leading Lewisburg 30-0. 21-12 here.
Got a score update from Southern Reno County. Pretty Prairie up 32-12 over the Fairfield Fountains.
And he returned the ball from the 15. He's at the 40, 45, 50 from the sideline.
Good takeover, kickoff. Collected by number 22, Matthew Eddy. Eddy returns it past midfield. 44-yard line. Bueller first and 10.
Last time Matthew Eddy had a good return, it was right before the half, gave Bueller the shorter field, and we were able to turn it into the 6. This is an even better return this time. Let's see if we can capitalize.
This time they've started in Wildcat territory tonight. Out of the eye on first and 10, going left to right from the right hash mark. It'll be a handoff to the fullback, and nothing there. Red helmets seal the line. The loss of 2 on
Colin
the
Rowland, number 32, gets the call.
Brock Shell right there to stymie him right at the
Coming up
line
to
of
the
scrimmage.
66, Gavin Bell.
Yes.
A couple yards
Shell
long,
and Bell,
second
that's
down.
quite the combo.
Remember the little Mario Brothers games, the little shells that flew around and trip you up?
Mario Kart.
2nd and 12, the 46. Matthew Eddy in the slot to the far side. They'll pitch it far side left to Elliott. Steps, gets to the outside across the 40. What a good run by Sam. Down to the
Elliott breaks
36.
down left side.
Juke the linebacker out of his
Pursued and
feet.
tackled by number 8, Adam Cavallero.
Colin Rowland, the fullback that time, doing a great job just
3
driving the
yards short
corner
of a first
out
down.
to help spring Sam for
36-yard
that
line.
big run on the toss and a very manageable third down.
Third and 2 with their 36. Formation, single receivers. Quarterback keeper by Brad Neal. I think he's going to be stopped short.
Quarterback Bradley Neal on the keeper.
2, we only got 1.
Yeah, Bueller's got to get across the 35-yard line. They're spotting it.
Tackling is number 71, Cole.
Got to get down near the 34.
Ball
While
on
resting just
35-yard
on the
line.
far side of the
Fourth
35.
down.
So Bueller's short about 3/4 of a yard.
We've got to imagine they're going to go for it here on 4th and less than 1.
You ready for the hard count? Ready for the QB sneak?
So we just did 5th 4th down try this year for the Crusaders. They're 1 for 4. They won at the 35. 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Out of the eye, it'll be Elliott. And he's got the first down. Up the field at the 30, 25.
Quick kick to Sam Elliott on the left side.
20-yard line. Back in the red zone. Boy, when you need 1, Sam Elliott gets you 15.
That's a gutsy play called by Coach Warner
First
that
down,
time. You got
Bueller.
4th and short, going with the toss sweep. It's one of those things, if it works, you're brilliant. If it doesn't, people question. But great job by Coach Warner. Great job by Elliott getting to the edge and getting the first down.
First and 10 at the 20. Crusaders back in the eye. Single receivers. McCurdy to the near side. It's Elliott. Off tackle right now. Cuts off the middle of the field.
Sam Elliott running on the right side. Brought down by 56, Gavin Bell.
The 9.5-yard line. And close to another first down. I think it is
Got
going to
to
be
the
first and
10-yard
goal.
line.
Well, Matt, you were talking about how
First and
patient
goal,
Sam
Crusaders.
Elliott is as a running back that time, looking old school football. He had his hand on the fullback, just following the fullback like a glove there, and great job.
Tanner Tushion's going to check in at receiver here. First and 10 from the 10. Out of the eye. There's the toss to the near side. Now Elliott cuts it back in the middle of the field. Bulldozing for the goal line. They're going to mark him short at the line. It'll be
Sam
second
Elliott.
and goal
from there. That toss initially to the outside left.
1 yard line, second and goal, Bueller.
Yeah, Colin Rowland delivered the block, kicking the defender to the outside, and Elliott cut back to the inside and just was so close to scoring. They mark it down inside the 1, so Bueller knocking on the door of their 4th touchdown of the evening right here.
Well, what is Sam ranked in rushing yards again for the school?
Coming into the night, he needed about 190 to get to 6th. Here it is.
Number 20, Sam Elliott, Bueller touchdown.
Bueller going with some power football that time, bringing the superback into the backfield as the 2 lead blockers out in front, and he goes untouched. It's a beautiful thing to see your tailback just waltz his way across the field.
They'll set up at the 10 for the PAT under the hold of Reiner.
Yes, Bueller points up the hill. Good. 3 take the play here in the 3rd quarter. Bueller 28. El Dorado 12.
Alan Samuels broadcast booth on HKFM, the Crusader Sports Network. Inside, let's go home. Yeah, buddy. Love you. Is that Jack?
You getting cold? Yeah.
I'm not. I feel good.
Well, good, because I wasn't asking you.
I thought I gave you one. Wait, is it?
What? What about it? Oh, yeah.
Tonight from the Alan Samuels broadcast booth, Alan Samuels. The Squid gets to the line to Rice, and he has to go back to the 20.
Silverino's kickoff is covered by number 22, Jalen Rice.
The Squid get away from the Wildcats, and they've had to retreat and give up ground to repossess the ball.
The Squib has been a weapon tonight, Matt,
20-yard line, El Dorado first
El Dorado
down.
has had negligible return yardage this evening.
First of 3 weeks at home for the Crusaders. It's the O's, Augusta, in the friendly confines next Friday. First and 10 for El Dorado from their 20. They'll pitch it to the near side across the 25.
Around left end, 22, Jalen Rice.
7, Jalen Rice with the carry.
7 to 8 yard gain, 27-yard line.
For
the defense, number 1, Brock McCurdy.
That time McCurdy and Van
Second down,
Bruggen teaming up
Wildcat.
for the tackle. But yeah, I mean, El Dorado's had some success getting to the edge this evening. They've done a good job. And you just think about how much better is this El Dorado team than some of these El Dorado teams of old, Aaron. You've seen more Bueller El Dorado games than about anybody. And Coach down there is West, Coach Bell doing a great job.
2nd and 3 at the 27. And we'll go straight ahead
Number
to
3,
the
Sutton
32.
to the 32-yard line.
But you've all been
Number
in
1,
those
Brock
games before,
McCurdy,
whether you're on
the
one side or
defender.
the other.
First down.
You know the other team has no chance.
Yes.
No. You can say, but that's why they play the game. But you know, not so much anymore. 1st and 10 at the 32, right under center. With Cavallaro in motion and inside carry.
Quarterback Gannon wide on the
Keeper
keeper
by
off the
White.
right
That's
side.
the 35
Cross to the
36 for
35.
4 yards.
Nice
Near
tackle
the
made that
37
time
yard
by
line.
Gavin Patton, one of the 2 tackles.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
There were days, the old El Dorado Stadium before they built the new stadium out by the college. That old stadium near downtown, it was a pit. And not a lot of fun to broadcast from. Things have changed there.
Now El Dorado has one of the best football fields in all the ABCTL.
Down in 5. White with a pitch. Catalan has the first down, 40, 45, high step into the 50, into the territory.
Adam Caballero running around right in.
Receivers, if you're a wide
Midfield at a 43-yard line. El Dorado first and 10.
You're essentially a running back.
Yep. You're going to get stopped blocking son of a gun. And they've been doing a good job blocking on the edges. Brock McCurdy making the tackle that time, and they'll shuttle Javon Ostrom back onto the field. But, yeah, I mean, El Dorado doing a good job of keeping Wheeler offensively on their toes, but the Black Knights have done a good job of bending but not breaking this evening.
21 up to the 43, first and 10 again out of the flex ball. It'll be Sunday for middle at the 30, 25.
Number 3, Sunderland. Inside the 25. Brought down by number 4, Deontay Campbell.
Yardage on this series.
Coach Warner, or Coach Cole subbing in new guys. They'll get Bodie Redenbaugh off, bringing Jackson Childs to bring some fresh life on that D-line.
1:05 left in the third. 28-12 Crusaders. They've scored on all but one of their drives tonight. Cats only scored once in the first half, now once in the second half. Out of the flex. White.
Great shot.
Quarterback White brought down inside to Austin.
Great to play
For the defense, that was number 6, Jackson Childs.
Childs came pouring through the line to get the stop, and
26
putting El Dorado
down.
a little bit behind schedule here with a second and long. Let's see if the Crusader defense can capitalize. Clock rolling with under 30 to go in the third.
I think that's where you get the Wildcats in trouble, when you get them in the long distance and they kind of have to abandon the run in the middle. Second and 13, clock running, 19 seconds to go. Final play of the third. Here is White. He's got to rail down again, back at the 30. 1, 2,
Quarterback Gannon White. First and 5 Crusaders.
Gavin Patton as well, Sam Elliott in there, Boban Bruggen, and
Elliott.
great job by the Black Knights swarming him, and that's going to be the final play of the third.
29-yard line. End of the third quarter.
Crusaders Sports Network.
in North Carolina. In the battle of the basketball.
29-yard line, first down.
First and 25 of the 29. I take back every nice thing I've ever said about you. Out of the gun, here is Neal. And being pressured, he's going to be sacked way back.
Sonny Neal looking for a receiver, finds none.
Dorado brought the house that time. Bueller maybe trying to set up a little screen pass, but the fine D lineman kept pouring through.
To the 40-yard line, second down, Bueller.
Felt like he's moving to Kansas, that he should be educated properly. So I think the story of the front. It's funny. It's probably true. Second and 35 at the 40. Out of the I formation, to the big sack. Brad wants to pass. Pressure, screen pass to Sam. It nearly broke out of the tackle, and he's mad at himself.
Screen pass to Samuel is complete defensively. Number 22, Jalen Rice.
Sam's so strong that he almost pulled out.
40-yard
He was
line.
mad at himself that he didn't.
Yeah, El Dorado has done a good job defending the last couple screens. They got burnt early on, Matt, but the screen pass working is all about linebackers getting lost in the shuffle, and they've done a great job of finding the balance.
Third and 35 from the 40. Brad wants to let it go one-on-one, and incomplete.
Neal's pass intended to Brock McCurdy. Out of reach and incomplete. Jerry Kimboy, number 1 for
Yeah, they got the single coverage they were wanting that time, but Kimboy was able to alter the route. It looked like kind of knocked McCurdy off
Fourth down, Crusaders.
and disrupted. So now Bueller will punt, and Jeffrey Neal looking for a little redemption. You remember last time he punted it, it went out of bounds, so he was really good early on in the season with some coffin corners. Let's see if he can do it here. Low snap, good job fielding.
3 of them this year. Allen bounces at the 5. Can they see?
Carson Muller almost knocked it down at the 1.
Jeffrey Neal stunt in the
A
end
great
zone
hustle
for the
by the long
touchdown.
snapper to get downfield and just even have a chance to try to make a play on the football there.
Chris, you think K-State will pull it off tomorrow?
Hope so. I'm not going to the game just from the standpoint of every time. I've never seen K-State win in Stillwater, so I'm doing that for
Play here in the
K-State.
game.
Well, hopefully
El Dorado
they
takes
got
over
great
first and
defense
10
right now.
off
They
the
got the
20.
number 1 ranked defense in Big 12.
Meanwhile, there's a game here. First and 10 from the 20.
Crusaders with the offense stalling out there. Let's see if the defense can answer.
Well, time not the friend of the Wildcats on their side and breaks free up the middle. 1 man to beat at the 45. Being chased from behind by Lance Carver at the 30 and down to the Crusader 25.
Here, Sutcliffe finding running room.
Herculean effort that time by Cody Weiscarver.
24-yard
As he
line.
really had to get on
Wildcat
the
first
horse to
down.
try to run down Sundgren from behind. So El Dorado all of a sudden with a little momentum. Remember, they're only down 2 scores, and they get 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions.
Play was for 36 yards, first and 10 from the Crusader 24. Here is White, and he's got breaks out of the tackle, and then he gets hammered.
His hat came off.
Flags come from everywhere at the 25. Gannon White took a shot.
Quarterback Gannon White.
He got stood up, and I don't know which of the Black Knights came in and just decapitated him. I didn't feel like it was a dirty play at all. The flags came flying though on the hit, so let's see what the call is here from the officials.
There's no doubt when you see 3 flags come out simultaneously. White did a good job of breaking out of the initial tackle for a loss.
During the run, personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance from the goal from the spot of the foul. The penalty result in a first down.
Tough break for the Crusaders.
Well, this is definitely one of those games that
12-yard line, first down, Wildcat.
things in film that Coach is going to say, hey, we still need to work on.
And Gannon White will have to step out now as his helmet came off, so actually they're going to let him stay.
Well, first down, here's a big run up the middle inside the 5.
Number 3, Sundgren, right up the middle to the 1 yard line, first and goal.
6-yard carry he had a moment ago. Now they go no huddle. First, second and goal at the 1, and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Sundgren with a touchdown for El Dorado.
And Sundgren with the touchdown. El Dorado's impressed me tonight.
Yeah, there's a reason this team is 2-1, guys, and I mean, put up 51 points last week.
Coach Bell has them going places, and the Black Knight defense themselves is not too shabby. I mean,
Well, they go for 2, not being able to convert either. They'll get this one.
2-point conversion. Adam Caballero is good. 5:58 to play in the game, and our score, Bueller 28, El Dorado 20.
Inside 6 to play here from Bueller. Crusader football on HKFM, the Crusader Sports Network. I feel like our defense is doing very good tonight.
Well, it's tough to defend the option.
They're running it about as well as I've ever seen them run. Anybody not making much high.
Yeah.
I think this is the fastest football game I've ever been to.
It's an interesting game, fellas, where Bueller has been in control.
49-yard
It's
line,
felt
Bueller
comfortable.
first and 10.
Now, all of a sudden, though, El Dorado's cut it to a one-score game. There's 6 minutes left. Bueller needs to do something here, or all of a sudden, we're going to be in an opportunity where El Dorado could tie this thing.
Wildcats are a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away out of the high formation. First and 10 from their own 49. 5:57 left in the game. They stand the fullback up at the line of scrimmage at the 50.
Roland gets the call for the defense number 72 drops
as
down.
much time as he can.
50 yards on
Timeout,
second
burn their
down.
first timeout.
El Dorado,
Second half right
first
there.
charge timeout of the half.
Interesting place to use that.
Well, there's an old saying, you can't put time back on the clock, and so El Dorado's trying to preserve as much time as possible here.
But I think Coach Warner is caught in he wants to use as much time as he can, but he also can't afford to get too conservative here. End up having the punch and giving El Dorado the momentum the ball back. So a little surprised by the inside handoff. Goes for just a yard. So Bueller needs to put together a drive here.
Yep, big long drive, burns clock and scores would be perfect. But I'll tell you what, I just keep going back to how far has El Dorado come. Bueller's played well tonight. I mean, there are going to be things that defensively, they'll work on, and offensively, some penalties that came at bad times. But this El Dorado team, I think this is a winning record El Dorado team right here for us.
Now in the fourth, Arc City leading Mays 21-3 in our Bueller Dental Care scoreboard. Mays South 35, Campus 19, Hayes and Garden tied at 21. Louisville beats Lincoln 51-20.
Score update out of McPherson Stadium. It's all knotted up at 14 apiece. Winfield driving in the fourth.
55-48 to go after the El Dorado timeout out of the I formation. They'll pitch it near side. Elliott, can he get to the edge? He cannot. He's going to end up falling forward for a yard.
Sam Elliott on the left side.
It's going to be third down and 8.
Tackling is number 11, Drew Beach for the Wildcat. 49-yard line on the other side of the
El Dorado will burn their second timeout here with
Timeout.
5:39 remaining.
El Dorado, second charge timeout of the half.
When we come back, 5:39 to go in the game. Crusaders up 28-20 on HKFM, the Crusaders Sports Network. Timeout, and there's just one left to talk about this third down play. 3rd and 8, a first down here would be huge. It'll stay in the eye. Their receiver is McCurdy, single receiver to the far side. Brad makes the snap. It's play action, rolling out to his right. He'll throw across his body. Dorado had it from he had 4 catches in the first half, and he was at the first down stick.
Incompletion brings up 4th down.
Yeah, the safety Jaden Sundgren, nice play, just was able to rip it out, knock it away to force the incompletion, and now Jeffrey Neal will try to punt it away and try to pin El Dorado deep with 5:32 remaining.
Sundgren has been tearing it up all over the field if he was the one who made that pass breakup.
So Jeffrey Neal from his 40 will kick it away. In the air. He's got a couple of guys deep.
Jeffrey Neal knocked out of bounds on the 3-yard line.
Spot it there. But what a kick that time by Neal. So now this forces El Dorado to try to go 97 yards and get the 2-point conversion to try to tie this thing.
We talk all the time about not giving up big plays. This is a drive where not give up big plays.
You know what would be fantastic, fellas? Let's turn it over again. Let's get Jackson Childs another pick 6.
From their own 3.
Flag, it's going to be a legal procedure on El Dorado, so half the distance to the goal, so the ball can move back to the yard and a half line. Got some beef inside. Jackson.
There is no penalty on the play for false start. The ready for play whistle is never blown.
So they get their yard and a half back.
No penalty. Childs has had his. Maybe Coop needs the pick 6 here.
And he set up on the same side Childs was. He got his pick 6 last week down in Winfield.
All right, 1st and 10 after 30. White will make the snap. The pitch in the end zone runs. Number 1 at the 10, 15 and 20. Remember I said you cannot get out with it. Across the 40.
22, Jalen Myers around left.
Check that. 43-yard
42-yard line. First down, El Dorado.
El Dorado with all the momentum.
1st and 10 at the 43. And that flex one offense. In motion, and handed off Sundgren, the inside handoff, not much there.
Number 3, Sundgren on the right side for a yard. Number 40,
tackle by
Bo
Van Bruggen from the defensive end
on the
position.
tackle for Bueller.
Second and 8.
They have really just been tearing up this defensive line tonight.
Clock will be around 4.5 on the snap here. Second and long 8 coming up. 4:34 left in the game. Looks like Scalaro in motion. First guy through. That is Sunderland who gets the handoff. It's across the 45 to the 47.
Number 3, Sutton down to the 47-yard line.
Go for it on 4th down. Yeah, El Dorado's in 4-down territory. Hecker high water here.
3rd down and 6.
Dorado flies on it. Who just put a
Good ball and good deep at the 11.
Beach recovers, but not for a big loss on the play. Back to the 43-yard line. I don't know about you guys, but that ball felt like it was laying out there forever.
4th down.
That's a play made by Beach to cover it, but great job by the Black Knights just pummeling Beach trying to force it out.
Brock is hurting right now. I can't tell what he's gimpy on, but he is limping pretty bad.
Trips him up. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the game. 40-yard line. Beeler takes over.
Gets the ball back with
1st and 10.
left. Beeler's had success on defense tonight. It's when they've gotten to the quarterback's light in the backfield. Now they get the ball back with 3:11 left in the game. From the El Dorado 42, out of the I formation. Here's Sam on 1st down, inside handoff. And forward progress to the 41
on the right card. Brought down right after the 41-yard line.
El Dorado electing to sit on that final timeout as we go under 3. And then he's going to check into the game for Dalen Coffey.
Well, if you think about it, a 1st down wins it here.
Inside 3 minutes to go. This El Dorado team is going to reach up and invite somebody. Yeah, and I think this El Dorado team's, next week, the Pumps go to BG Product Stadium. Rose Hill leading Augusta 20. 25-20.
Step Warriors. Cutting back to his right. 12-yard line. 1st down.
He makes you play until the whistle. Come hecker high water. Such good balance, such big strength. And now the Crusaders inside the red zone. 2:11 left. 29 yards on the play by Sam Elliott. It'll be interesting to see where his final total ends up this evening. Augusta leading Rose Hill 1 before 21-20. Homemade 28, circle 14. So Mack and Winfield tied at 14. 1:50 left. 1st and 10 from the 12. Out of the eye. Brad will take the snap. Back to Elliott on the ground. Inside handoff. Falls
Number
forward.
20, Sam Elliott.
Yard progress to the 11. Clock continuing to
72
bleed
Brock
here.
Hill,
Under 90
passing
seconds
for
to
the
go
Wildcat.
here.
No gain on the play. 2nd down.
Not to make Sam our player of the game. Just big run after big run tonight.
Well, it's been a week or two since he's been our player of the game, too.
It's been robbed. Well, Bueller, if they can get to 40 seconds on 2nd down, we'll see. They're getting close to where Bueller can take a knee, even with El Dorado having a timeout. The play clock on 2nd and a long 9. 56 seconds to go. Here's Elliott. Wants to bounce it to the inside.
Number 20, Sam Elliott. to run. Holding on the offense. 10-yard swing from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
Yeah, with where it was thrown, it had to be one of the guys downfield.
Holding the
That was
call
number
against the
17,
Crusaders.
Carson Moore there.
48 seconds to play.
Calling out your buddy.
12-yard line Bueller.
But it did take time off the clock. It's going to be second down. Who we got here, fellas?
Second down. 11. Yeah.
Second down from the 12. Need to get to the 2 for a first down with 48 seconds left. Out of the eye, they go double tights. Sam inside a handoff, inside the 10.
Carried inside the 10. Number 8, Adam Caballero with the tackle.
6 penalty eye on the Crusaders. And the game clock
and play clock are
almost identical.
Coach Bell's going to burn that final timeout right now because, yeah, the play clock at 29 seconds, game clock at 30.
Timeout. El Dorado. That is the third and final timeout of the half.
That's the absolute frolic weekend. And the field this year of frolic is the past state champions. No longer the basketball championship teams in Kansas will be back in town. You know, seems like the 70s and 80s Coach Baker's basketball teams, they won a ton of titles. It's 53 in the history overall in all sports and was in the history of the sports. We'll be back next weekend for that.
Yeah, it should be beautiful weather for the Frolic weekend. And of course, the Frolics having a big tailgate party Friday night before the game against Augusta next week with the round table. It should be a fun evening. And yeah, the Frolics just a fun weekend. It's always even more fun when the Crusaders have a home game on that Friday night before.
The Junior Crusaders on Saturday will be playing right here in Crusader Stadium.
Yeah, a fun day for the Wheeler Community District.
7 from the 9 with 30 seconds left. Wheeler can make this the final snap of the game if they elect to. Brad's going to take a knee. That'll do it. I think.
Brother Neal. Coach Camus. Crusader football continues next Friday night right here as we take on the Augusta Orioles. Kickoff time, as always, 7 o'clock. Good to see some minutes out. Good to see the guests and friends from El Dorado. Glad you drove on over. Beautiful leading a fine football game. Well played by both squads.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. Caden Warren and Carson Mull. looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game. Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. We've seen this year the Buhler offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. All the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and the new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
Thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime. Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Moore and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Buhler Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a 1-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. Over COVID.
I know it. Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing to Anderson Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing a lot of pride, a lot of heart, and a lot of desire. I think you saw it when we came back, made it a really good game at Anderson Central. A hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better, our line's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option, they run the flex bone. We have to be assignment sound, and I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to, and now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and we have to go to the right place, because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great movie. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, Crusaders held their own for 1 set against Circle, and then show their young inexperience in the next match against Circle. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now you're on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game. Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. We've seen this year the Buhler offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. All the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and the new coach. coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
I'd like to thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warner and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Bueller Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a one-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. Over COVID.
I know it. Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has come back?
I think it's pride, heart, a lot of desire. Really good game for Andover Central. Hard-fought game against Winfield. Just playing very well. I think the defense is playing outstanding. That's what this championship, so I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better. Mine's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week. Big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of options. They run the flex bone. We're going to have to be assignment sound. And I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to. But now we have to be assignment sound. So we're going to read our plays and the right place. The option. We have to have everybody go in the right place.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Tyler, for that.
Last I saw when we were in the press box, it was
Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, the Crusaders held their own for one set against Circle, and then showed their young inexperience in their next matches against Circle and Andale. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now we go on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game.
Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Bueller Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Bueller, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. You know, we've seen this year the Bueller offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. You know, all the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and the new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
I'd like to thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warner and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Bueller Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a one-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. I'm glad that we're over COVID.
I know it.
Maybe.
Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing to Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing with a lot of pride and a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And I think we saw that when we came back, made it a really good game with Andover Central. It was a hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better. Our line's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense.
Did you have fun out in the field?
Which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option. They run the flex bone. We're going to have to be assignment sound. I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to, but now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and we have to go to the right place. Because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great things up ahead for the football team. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, the Crusaders held their own for one set against Circle, and then showed their young inexperience in their next matches against Circle and Andale. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now you're on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game.
Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. We've seen this year the Buhler offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. All the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and the new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
Thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep.
What's your
like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live.
Curfew's
whenever we
11.
upload a video, you'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Much merriment and dancing in the streets.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warren and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Buhler Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a 1-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. I'm glad that we're over COVID.
I know it.
Maybe.
Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing to Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing with a lot of pride and a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And I think we saw that when we came back, made it a really good game with Andover Central. It was a hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better. Our line's getting better.
I'll call Colton real quick.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option. They run the flex bone. We're going to have to be assignment sound. And I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to, but now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and we have to go to the right place because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great things up ahead for the football team. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, the Crusaders held their own for one set against Circle, and then showed their young inexperience in their next matches against Circle and Andale. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now you're on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game.
Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. You know, we've seen this year the Buhler offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. You know, all the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and the new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
Thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
So big play for Matt Eddy tonight.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warner and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Buhler Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a 1-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. I'm glad that we're over COVID.
I know it.
Maybe.
Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing with a lot of pride and a lot of hope and a lot of desire. I think we saw that when we came back and made a really good game with Andover Central. It was a hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better, our line's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option. They run the flex bone. We're going to have to be assignment sound. And I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to, but now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and we have to go to the right place because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great things up ahead for the football team. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, the Crusaders held their own for one set against Circle, and then show their young inexperience in their next matches against Circle and Annandale. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now you're on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game.
Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. You know, we've seen this year the Buhler offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. You know, all the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and their new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
Thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
I was just thinking back through that drive before.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warren and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Buhler Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a 1-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. I'm glad that we're over COVID.
I know it.
Maybe.
Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing with a lot of pride and a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And I think we saw that when we came back. Made it a really good game with Andover Central. It was a hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better. Our line's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option. They run the flex bones. We're going to have to be assignment sound. And I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to. But now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and we have to go to the right place because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great things up ahead for the football team. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last match, the Crusaders held their own for 1 set against Circle, and then showed their young inexperience in their next matches against Circle and Andale. Look ahead to see the Crusader volleyball program build on top of their very young and youthful freshman class. Now you're on to Caden with soccer and tennis.
Yeah, soccer's been off to a pretty good start this year. They're sitting at a 4-3 record right now, losing their first 3, but coming back strong off that losing record, winning 4 in a row. And then tennis, of course, returning 2 seniors, Kendall Burney and Casey Lale. They're going to look to be a pretty good team this year, making a strong playoff push. Of course, they're another very young team, but it looks like their youngness is not really getting to them that much, and it looks like they should have a pretty dominant postseason game.
Well, sounds like a lot of good things, guys, including cross country. They're heading up to Lawrence this weekend for the Rimrock Invitational this Saturday, looking for that 4th state championship win. A lot of good things happening within the Buhler Sports and Athletics department, and even tonight's game against El Dorado. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Last time the El Dorado Wildcats came into Buhler, the Crusader defense only allowed 5 yards of total offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. So look to see a very power run-based offense for the El Dorado Wildcats. Look for the Crusader defense to step up. You know, we've seen this year the Bueller offense go to more of a passing attack and then punching it in with Sam Elliott, who everybody knows is somebody they need to look out for. So very, very interesting game. You know, all the media down in Butler County has been all about the El Dorado Wildcats and their new coach, Coach Bell. So it should be a very interesting game tonight.
Thank you for watching the first Crusader Sports Network show here during halftime.
Yep, like I said, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting CSN content. Make sure to hit the notification bell, select all, so you get all notifications for whenever we go live, whenever we upload a video. You'll get notified for everything. Just make sure you do it.
See you guys next week. Peace.
Whoever was sick on count day kept them informed.
Welcome to the first segment of CSN's Weekly Review. I'm your host, Colton Hines, along with Caden Warren and Carson Moeller. A lot of good things have been happening over the past few weeks for Bueller Sports. We caught up with our very own Tyler Adams with Coach Warner on the first touchdown drive.
And ladies and gentlemen, we had a one-year hiatus, but we are back with Touchdown Drive with Coach Warner. We are inside today because, well, it's very windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear us, but glad to be back, Coach.
It is great. I'm glad that we're over COVID.
I know it.
Maybe.
Possibly, but that's political. Anyways, so you guys are at a 2-1 start right now, beating Goddard, losing Andover Central in a tight one, and then beating Winfield. For those 3 games, how do you feel like that your team has came along?
Well, I think we're playing with a lot of pride and a lot of heart and a lot of desire. And I think we saw that when we came back. You know, made it a really good game with Andover Central. It was a hard-fought game against Winfield, and we responded very well. I think our defense is playing outstanding, and that's what wins championships. So I'm very pleased with that. Offense is getting better, our line's getting better, so I think we're putting things together.
So now this week against El Dorado, they have a run-heavy offense, which your Black Knight defense tends to not have any trouble being able to stop Armand Acosta last week, a big old 6'1", 215 running back. But this week against El Dorado, what's your guys' plan?
Well, they do some different things. They run a lot of option. They run the flex bone. We're going to be assignment sound, and I know that the kids are going to play hard and run hard to the ball like they're supposed to, but now we have to be assignment sound, so we have to think on everything. We're reading our keys, and you have to go to the right place, because with the option, you just have to have everybody going to the right place at all times.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler, for that. Great things up ahead for the football team. Now we move on to volleyball. Returning only 3 seniors this year, after losing a very large senior class, the very young and inexperienced team has had their struggles this year. Up against a very tough Andale and Circle team in their last one.